I'm going to be showing you games to my master's climb, and I'm going to be doing commentary on those games. I'm going to try to go into as much detail through my thought process so that hopefully you guys kind of learn and understand how to actually climb with Kat. I also do coaching, and I also have a Patreon, and I do YouTube members. If you want to know a little bit more details with KATARINA knowledge, then that's the place to go. I'm also taking requests, so if you guys join, you guys can request videos that you guys want me to make, and I will make them for you. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the series. So in this game, we went 20-2. We have Electrocute. We went standard Electrocute page. Here we have Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Domination, or Relentless Hunter. Then we have Triumph and Coup de Grace. It's going to be your standard Electrocute page. And we went pretty much into AP, started Dark Seal first with 3 pots. And I felt like against the Yone, against their team overall, they had 4 squishy champions. Well, Yone built the Wit's End, but it is what it is. But they had Seraphine, they had Ezreal, Graves, and Yone, and all of them are relatively squishy. And so I think going Electrocute here was pretty good. It's also pretty good against the Yone too, because this guy has lethal tempo, which is good for like sustained fights. So going for short burst trades is pretty good against the Yone. All right, so let's start off the game here. I'm gonna go Dark Seal into 3 pots. Now you can go into refill as well, but I'm gonna play super aggro and I'm gonna try to force my way into winning the lane. That's why I went the extra regen and the extra pot just for the early game. Refill is good too if you want to be more cost efficient, but right now I'm trying hard to win my lane, so I just want that extra sustain. Now if you know what you're doing in the lane, then you can easily go refill and you won't need that extra sustain. But just know that with refill, you heal 300, whereas with 3 red pots, you actually heal 450. So keep that in mind. And if you look at the team comps here, we have Mordekaiser, we have Rek'Sai, MF, Sona. So we have a pretty good mid lane ganker with the Rek'Sai. So we can try to set up for him and keep an eye on the Rek'Sai here, just in case he wants to help out mid lane. So we start off the laning phase. Laning phase is going to be, well, level 1 is going to be simple. Just try to farm. Yone's standing in the back right now. We're just going to try to farm the first 3. Already fucked that up, all good. He's going to obviously try to walk up and Q, but just know that if he tries to hit you when you're near your mage minions, he's actually going to take some damage. So sometimes it's good to actually take the aggro. We're just going to be looking for short Electrocute trades here. He hits 2 first. We're just going to let it push into us. He showed that he got W second, so that's something to keep track of. Farming under tower with no AD adaptive is kind of annoying, I gotta say. We saw Yone ward a topside there. Rek'Sai wants to gank, so we just gotta keep him interested. Hit him with the Electrocute. Down to get some free damage here. Graves is around, we just get the free damage and dip. That's fine with us. Get the cannon, God bless. We're not gonna pick this up, because we want to keep the wave around the middle while we're level 3. Alright, we have our Electrocute back up. He's going to just let it push into him, so my thought is to just like let it shove, or just like hard shove it into him. I actually don't think my farm was that good this game, so if I missed a lot of CS, yo, my bad. Here we saw Graves and just wanted to see if I could like bother him at his red because I had priority. But we know Graves is up there right now. We come back into lane. Yone is about half health. So we can just use this to like pressure. He's going for like really obvious like ease in this game, and as long as you don't get hit by the knockup, you're like pretty good if you just space yourself right. But I think he wanted to get really aggressive here, or just in the laning phase in general. We see Graves up top, that's why I have the top side warded. Actually no, we warded top side because of the Rek'Sai gang, but it's good that we had the ward placed there. Again, just dodging the knockup and letting the wave push into me. Now I see the opening here, because I can kill him with Ignite. He flashes, I flash after him, and then get the reset. Going on the Graves. Q. He auto finish him off, and this is where the game starts to get a little crazy. We're just going to get this shoved in and look for the back, and we actually have 1500 gold, which is huge. And we get red buff too. So we got a couple options. We can go into Blasting Wand, or we can go into Sork Shoes. I believe I go into Sork Shoes here. Sork Shoes Amtome. The reason why I got Sork Shoes is because I like the extra movement speed, just so I can trade a little bit easier with Yone, because he's a lot of skill shots, right? It's like his Q is a skill shot, his third Q is a skill shot, his ulti is a skill shot. And so just having that extra movement speed is going to help a lot, especially if he's going to try to chase me down with his E. Though I would be completely fine with going Blasting Wand here as well. He E's in. I just run away from him. Remember, I'm fast, so I'm good. We have red buff, and he's trying to go for trades with me while I have this red buff. He loses it in the long run, so he's got to be careful trading with me. I've noticed this guy is like, the way he trades is a little bit weird. It's like he doesn't play Yone. Like, he's not very comfortable with him, so that's what I noticed. And then he gets a little over aggressive. I have the movement speed to catch up, and honestly, the movement speed is helping out a lot. But if you notice in these trades, I'm going for these like short electrocute burst trades and trying to like disengage. If he continues to fight me, then I just throw more of my abilities at him, especially in that case. He's playing a little bit too aggro right now for the position he's in at the moment. So it's actually, the way he's playing is a little bit int. And we're going to have to punish that hardcore, right? So now we got the Fiendish Codex. We're going to work into the Gnasher's Tooth here. Yone 02. And overall, we have 3 kills out of the 4 on our team. This, just being ahead in the mid lane will relieve a lot of pressure on the other lanes. Just because Rek'Sai is able to go gank other lanes. If I have full control of my lane, Rek'Sai can sort of just ignore mid, right? You see Seraphine there. Again, setting up Q, going for electrocute trades. Look, he's half health. He's got to be careful. We have Sona here. I missed a cannon. You're going to see that a lot, I think. I think I missed a lot of cannons this game. So we see Graves on the top side, but I think he's just running away, so just focus on the lane here. You know, here's a good time to actually just go for like Q pokes as well. So just hitting him with Q, because my Q does a lot right now, and I can get into range with my Sork Shoes pretty easily. In a situation like this where the wave pushes in anyway, just hitting free Qs is actually really good. So I see Rek'Sai wanting to try something here, so I just go in. Oh, Yone just kind of hits that, so yeah. I don't know if he's an experienced Yone player, but he's not good at the cat matchup, is all I can say. Okay, we're gonna back. We can get our Blasting Wand here, and our Blasting Wand's gonna be really good here. We're gonna be able to hard shove waves, but also we're so ahead of the Yone right now that we can go for like really, really crazy trades. Just like one Electrocute trade will probably put him down to half health. And we're gonna get Sweeper too, just because we have perma push through our items. So I'm just checking bot side because I did see Graves come down here. I'm just checking around to see. He's not there, so Yone trying to get aggressive again, but he shoves in the wave. That's whatever. Go for Electrocute trade. He ignites here, so I have to back up. So he kind of wins that trade, but he's down in ignite, so not a bad trade for me at all. We see Graves at Dragon too. Because Yone put me down to half health through that one trade, by also using ignite as well, it relieves pressure off the Graves. So that's kind of annoying. So Graves is going to be able to get the Dragon here. I don't even know if he's doing Dragon, to be honest, but I have to play the way that I do. I have to play like pretty safe just because Graves could not be doing Dragon, right? But yeah, now I'm half health. So now we kind of have to play a little bit different. We can try to go for short trades here with the Yone, or we can just let the waves push in and look for a back. Short trade, boom. Now we're both half health. The thing is, when it comes to being half health right now, compared to the Yone, because I'm so much stronger than the Yone, I'm chilling. Rek'Sai looking for the gank here. He goes in. And he dies. So that's really good. Now the bot lane's Mia here. I wanted to make sure he didn't collapse on the Rek'Sai, but bot lane ends up coming. So I just dip, but then Ezreal's over here. And I try to escape. Use the Rek'Sai tunnel. Sork shoes. And he actually has to flash for that, which is fine with me. If you're gonna be trying to run away like that, I think it's best if you try to get something out of it. So like a flash or anything, right? Don't just give it to them for free, is what I'm saying. MF dies here. So Ezreal actually is kind of strong, so we have to kind of watch out for him. I think right now my plan is to just like keep shitting on the Yone, because I can tell from the way he plays that I can kill him like more and more and more. That's my game plan right now. But also, you gotta be able to do both, right? Like you want to mix in like being able to shit on the Yone, but also try to like roam at the same time. Yep, just going for it. I kind of trolled here. I kind of try to do something fancy with the combos, but my E reset is pretty long, so I couldn't actually go for that. You're gonna see in this series that I go for a lot of aggressive plays because I do want to try to highlight more of the mechanical play and how much mechanics actually matter when it comes to like climbing up in your elo and things you can actually do different, you know. Sadly, I couldn't kill the Yone here. But we're just going to let this wave shove in. As long as he's out of the lane, that's all that really matters. We get extra gold. So we're just snowballing right now off the gold and experience. And really setting Yone behind. Just by like pushing him out of the lane. So this is all really good. I'm going to greed for this next plating as well. Not too scared of Seraphine. As long as I dodge her shit, you know. One more plating. Now, getting the plating, yes, it's more gold, but it makes it weird when it comes to like the tempo. So like, I need a back right now, right? But Yone is going to come back into lane. Right here. So then, now it's just kind of an awkward position because Yone is healthier than me right now and kind of stronger than me, so we can kind of dictate a little bit how the lane's going to go in the next couple waves. Right now I have 1400 gold. My main priority is to just get Nashers. I really want this Nash. But you can see like Yone is just going to keep shoving me in and keeping me here. What I'm gonna try to do is try to back on this cannon wave. Yone goes for something very aggressive because I'm pretty low, so that's fair. Okay, let's find the next time to back. Just gonna get this Nash's real quick. I believe that wasn't a cannon wave. I think that was a regular wave. I'm gonna get the ruby crystal here as well. I'm gonna miss a bit of CS. But I got the plating for it regardless, so it's a bit of a trade-off. Now we have Dragon coming up in 35. We want to prepare ourselves for that. I want to make sure that I back before a dragon fight happens or before like an objective comes up. So I would have to miss a bit of CS just to be able to recall there. Yep, Yone, just go for Electrocute. Just auto him down. Don't want to ult there because he could just E back. I'd rather save my ulti here just for the dragon fight. I couldn't get that ward. Sag. So I want to just like keep the wave pushed in. I'm just waiting for my W to come up just so I can push a little bit safer. And push it quicker. We don't know where Yone is, but he could be around the riverside, so wanted to make sure I hover around. Yone actually backed here. Can we maybe get something here? Follow up here. Q. E ult. Kill the Ez. Kill the Graves. Jump out. So we actually found a time to roam with the Rek'Sai here, which is really good. We were able to shut down the Ezreal. Wait, Ezreal didn't have a shutdown. They actually got a shutdown on a Rek'Sai. But we were able to kill bot lane. And I see Seraphine just low. I'm like, kill her. She's just trying to push in the wave. I was gonna just back, but that looked free as fuck, so. And I didn't see Yone around. Since Yone went topside. But also, if that fight went well, it would have been super good. Ooh, Ezreal. He actually TP'd in, try to pick up kill, but luckily we got away. But that kind of play is like, if Rek'Sai, if we were able to win that fight, then it would have been very comfortable for us to just get drag. So we're trying to look for a play or a pick before drag comes up so that we can get it. But now we have to look for another time here. Now I'm going to clear this wave and just sort of keep an eye on the drag. I'm pretty sure we could fight as a team. I'm pretty strong right now. So I would love to go for something here. I have flash and everything, so I'm ready to jump in. Rek'Sai goes in. And I don't think I can enter in right now just because of Seraphine are, and I'm not like super strong to one-shot them. So just gauging my damage there, I don't go in. So we're just going to go back to side laning here. Believe Yone's here too, and if you see his item, he actually has Wit's End, which makes it hard for me to actually fight the guy. Like, I can't just like one-shot him. So the way you go about this, especially when you have Electrocute, is by going for like multiple short trades. So you gotta be pretty smart with them because he can get you pretty low if you try to fight him head on and if you're not smart about it. Which is the shitty part about like the enemies going resistances, because they can get pretty hard to kill. So Yone is just shoving in. Yone is just trying to get really aggressive. That's one short trade right there. Into him taking tower. So we're just kind of stuck in the sides here, which is fine. I'm like super down to just free farm like bot lane because I'm ahead of the Yone anyway. And I'm going to be able to finish my second item. This guy went Wits, so I'm not expecting him to be like really that strong for a while. He's just gonna be hard to kill. Now I saw potential push top lane or in the mid lane, but maybe I could have tried to help, but I think I just like come back to the wave here. But remember, it's always good to like look around the map to see if you need to be anywhere. Now here, Yone tries to cancel the back. Gonna E back into tower. Dodge that. Okay, he flashes, he gets away with the flash, that's fine. The thing is, it's hard to contest Yone because in this position, if I don't dodge his ult, he could just straight up kill me. So it's about whether you take the chance or not, right? And now here, I'm just waiting. I have the sweeper. Seeing if Yone wants to get another wave. And he does. Just one-shot him here. Maybe I could have done that earlier, but I think with the wits, it's like kind of hard to gauge my damage right now. Even though I'm like 6-7-1, right? Now with this, I'm gonna pressure the tower. Rek'Sai's here. Okay, Rek'Sai ults. Get that jump out. And then we see Ezreal TP with MF coming in. We're gonna set up the W here, see if they walk in. Boom. Sadly, we die and give a fat shutdown to Ezreal. Because the Seraphine route kind of kept me there for a while. So that kind of sucks. But I think that was definitely what my goal was, to kill them both. My goal was to kill them both for sure. But Ezreal actually kind of does a lot of damage right now. I think he's also 2 items. So we're gonna go into Shadow Flame here. Now, if you're snowballing really hard, Shadow Flame is actually a really good option because you can do like dumb damage. You can one-shot them and it's like they can't do anything about it sort of deal. And when you're going Electrocute, versing squishies like Ezreal, Seraphine, Yone, Graves, I'm essentially saying like the pressure that I have with this build right now is that if you're ever out of position, I might just like one-shot you. So you better like not stay within my range. And you're gonna see that a lot in this game where I try to go for stuff like this, right? Like if you're ever in range of me, I will try to kill you. And that's like the beauty of going Electrocute. You can hard punish like positioning. Now here I'm just kind of poking at something to see if anything's to be done, but nope. Because we see Rek'Sai off to the side, right? So I kind of wanted to bait something, but there was nothing to be baited there. But just know that like Katarina's really good at baiting stuff, just because you could like kind of jump in and out and try to force reactions. Got the Q set up. Boom, what was I saying? If they're ever out of position and they're on a dagger, you just one-shot them. Especially Seraphine. You're gonna see Seraphine dying multiple times because she's like a very good target for us to just one-shot. Now, when you go for these picks are like super important because it's gonna allow us to get more objectives, right? So like the reason why we even drop the Rift is because Seraphine dies. So we're gonna be able to push our man advantage here. Now here, I wanna try to go in because I know I'm strong enough, but I gotta make sure they're in a position where I can actually just straight up one-shot them. So like if a dagger was set up on them, that would be like really good. Or if they decided to engage onto our team, then I would counter engage. But Dragon was up. That's essentially why we kind of just like went back here. It's about getting the objectives at the end of the day. And again, just making a pick. Jumping in and out. We get the dragon, we dip. So we have this like pressure right now of being strong enough to just one-shot people. And so we're gonna try to push that as far as we can. Even right here, I'm like, is Seraphine around? If she is, I'm gonna kill her, right? And I think she actually ends up being here. Yeah. So watch. So we just EW kill into minion. We just one-shot her. She can't even play the game. She has to not put herself in that position of like within range of me being able to engage on her. If she doesn't do that, then yeah, I'm just gonna kill her, and that's just another person off on the map. And we're gonna continue this cycle just because of how strong we are. Now I want to get this stopwatch. We're gonna go into Zhonya's. Now we see the Yone. Yone killed too, which is kind of crazy, but he's really low. He's gonna push in, so I'm just gonna go in and kill him here. He flashes. That's completely fine. The minion wave's coming. You can tell. Yep. E, Q, and then just ult. So keeping track of like where the minions are gonna be is also pretty important. Just so you know that you can keep chasing or not. You can use minions, you can use plants, you can use anything, anybody, to just make sure that you can get into range. It's because you can shimpo onto them. And Mordekaiser dies here too, so the game isn't like completely one-sided right now because a lot of the kills are on me, right? So it's on me at this point to be able to hard pressure with the damage and the items that I have. So I'm gonna try to push my lead all the way. That's my job right now. We're gonna get the Medjais here. I think we get Zhonya's last. So the Medjais is good because we're gonna be able to get the mythic passive off of the proto belt, so that's 5 extra flat pen, which is really nice. But also, like, I'm in a position to stack this up, so we're actually going to be super duper strong. We just want to look to stack this. So it's important to know like who's on the map right now. So we see Graves mid, we see Ezreal mid as well, Yone's bottom. And so because Ezreal, Seraphine, Graves are like easily one-shottable, I'm gonna try to work around them and try to like look to assassinate them. Again, take them off the map and then try to like do more or push that objective. Push the pick as far as possible, right? So like here, Graves is top, Yone's bottom. I'm like, okay. Try to go for something there. I'm really strong. I wonder if I could just like kill him, like with flash, but it didn't work out. But we got his flash though, which is fine. Now here, Seraphine walks up again. Alawi's here. Now it's a little bit sketchy, right? Because she's not as easy to kill, and I also don't have ulti. So now I gotta chill out for like the next 20 seconds. Rek'Sai kills the Yone, that's super good. This allows me to get even more aggressive. Alawi, you see on the minimap, is going top side. So now, I'm like, okay, Rek'Sai's pushing bottom. We got 3 mid. Graves here. Q. MF throws a great ult. This makes it so that I can jump in on the Graves here comfortably. And now, I didn't use ult, so I still have it. So now watch. Watch how I save this big cannon here. Q. Dead. So we're just looking for these picks. We're gonna challenge them by keep dropping these daggers and see if they land on it. And when it comes to using Q, sometimes people really don't expect it, you know? Seraphine, obviously, dead as well. And so we're pushing this as far as we can right now. And what's good is that Rek'Sai is also pushing bot too. So once we get this inhib, which is free right now, we can actually go bottom. Just make sure we dodge Alawi. That's the main thing we should dodge. And Rek'Sai is pushing out bot. I'm gonna hover around him. And off of that, like, 1 pick on the Graves, and then we also got the Yone as well. We're gonna continue to push that lead, especially with the damage that we have. And then we're able to like walk up into the lane and then continue the pressure, and then we were able to find the Ezreal, right? So then that led us to getting the inhib. So just making these picks, these little openings that come up with Electrocute, you need to catch them, or you need to like create them for yourself, right? Especially if you know that they're squishy and able to like, you can easily like set up on them. We have Dragon coming up. I'm in the mid lane. I'm gonna keep like mid lane pushed in because I do want to make sure that they have to respond to the mid lane, but also like if they try to come and contest the wave, I will kill them. So even here, Seraphine looks like she's around. Ezreal. I'm like, is there something to be had here? Can I reach? Boom. God, Electrocute is just so fun because of this. So as Seraphine's down, we go try to help the bot side. Yone, kill the Yone, jump back. Zanya's here. EQ ult. Boom. So we were able to come out of that fight, and I think a lot of it was because of mechanical. It was like a mechanical play there. You gotta also realize that when it comes to Cat, mechanics are pretty important because it will make or break whether the fight is won or not. So you have to be pretty proficient at like pressing your buttons, right? Because imagine you die there in that scenario, you give up a fat shutdown, you can't let that happen. So always be able to make sure that you can, or always be like practicing your mechanics. I think it's super important to do that. Well, we can't fuck with this Alawi here. Gotta love it. You just like set up a dagger and they just like try to throw all their shit at it. It's beautiful. Even here maybe? Nah, she won't do it. The thing is the cannon's so tanky because of Hullbreaker. I couldn't kill it comfortably. But here you're gonna see, alright? I know I'm strong, and so I'm gonna try to itch at something. Everyone is up right now, right? So watch. This is like something you guys should really look at. Because Katarina can do stuff like this, right? Even though they're not engaging, I'm like, still like, being like a mosquito. Being like a fly. I want to start something, but I can't overcommit because of the abilities they have, right? So I'm just looking for the opening here. Just setting up Qs, playing with the cooldowns, and then boom. Zanya's. Rek'Sai goes in, my team can follow up. The Graves. Huge. We got 1 for 2. Ezreal's almost dead. We go in, jump in. Boom. So good. Just so good for us, because now we killed 3 of them. We just like push in. And if it's just Yone and Seraphine is easily one-shottable. Yone, we're pretty much strong to one-shot now, so. Well, not completely, I gotta say. But yeah, we're just gonna jump in on the Yone here. Or at least something like that. Thing is, he's pretty strong now. He's 3 items. I still gotta like play a little bit safe. But we're able to kill the Yone here. Then we just end the game. So I would say that was a pretty hard carry of me just like being strong and just like completely pushing that lead. It's like super important that you know how to do it safely without dying. And I think that takes a lot of experience and practice for you to sort of get the feel of your limits with the champion. But just know that overall, the way I played was definitely around like the whole Electrocute playstyle, and I was just looking for picks, just one shot, and using those picks to like push early. So here we have a game in Emerald 4 MMR, and we went 13-6. We again went AP with Electrocute. Into this team, they have Xerath and Jhin, Ekko, Blue Kayn. And so against this comp, I would say going just straight up AP is pretty good. They have squishy enough champs for me to just one-shot with the Electrocute, so I would say it's a good pick. I went your standard Electrocute page here. I went Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Relentless, Triumph, and Coup de Grace. Alright, so we have the Ekko matchup, and we have Electrocute. We're going to be going for short trades with this guy. He also has Electrocute, so if you want to win a trade against Ekko, when he has Electrocute, you want to proc Electrocute without having him proc Electrocute. And if he does proc Electrocute, then you kind of want to trade with your Electrocute, so you can at least come out even in the trades. So you're going to see me trade a lot with the Ekko, and you're going to kind of see what I mean. There will be trades where I lose, there will be trades where I win. And a lot of it is just about your Electrocute, right? So If you look at our team here, we have Camille, Ivern, Ezreal, Thresh. I would say we have some pretty good setup bot lane with the Thresh. And with Ivern, his ganks are pretty nice, I gotta say. If you see their team, they have Kayn, Set, Ezreal, or Ekko, Xerath, and Jhin. Kayn, he can kind of gank from pretty scary angles, so you gotta be careful with the Kayn. Though he's not really that strong early game, so not super worried. Now level 1, nothing too crazy. I do poke him with Q a lot. I know this wave's gonna push into me anyway, because Echoes love to just push with Q. And he pushes pretty fast, so me being able to just like hit the wave with the Q, but also hit him at the same time, is good for me. So we just get 2 Qs on him. We're gonna hold the wave here, make sure it doesn't crash. Dodge the Q. Try to pick up whatever farm we can. Throw another Q. He's gonna hit 2 first here, so I gotta be careful. This is when he could start proccing the Electrocute. Doesn't proc it there though. Here we could proc it. You see how we're just trying to work off Electrocute here? That's generally how the trades go. We also get 3 pots, so I'm looking to play pretty aggressive and try to trade health. I hold the wave here just to put him in a weird spot, and I try to bait him in to the tower there. I could have maybe flashed onto the dagger, but I didn't have Electrocute up, so I didn't think it was a kill angle. Could have been a kill angle if I had Electrocute. Alright, now the wave's gonna push into Ekko. So I'm gonna slow push it. And then here, if he wants to walk up for farm, especially the cannon, I could try to pressure. Let's go for Electrocute there. If he wants to trade, jump out. Sadly, the cannon doesn't die here. He's going to be able to get it. But we have Ekko at a pretty good spot. If you notice, he's using a lot of mana just to try to trade with me. And I pretty much burn all 3 pots. Now it would be really nice to be able to get a back before Ekko. Just because he has TP. Burn the flash there. I have more kill pressure than this guy, so him being low is really good for me, just because I have Ignite and he has TP. He's probably looking at back here. So once he backs, I want to just look for the shove. I don't think I can kill him yet. I don't think he's in kill range, so I kind of want to look for something here. That's why I'm like moving upwards. I would love to stop his back, but he's not in kill range. Then I just back here. The thing is, he has a cannon, and so it's gonna push into me. I'm gonna miss the cannon, but I'm trying to find like a good back and an early back here where he's not able to freeze it. I think the waves are relatively even. I'm still gonna lose some minions, but you know, it's what you have to do sometimes if you don't want to put your lane in a bad spot and they have TP. I wanted to kill the Ekko. That would have been best case scenario, but maybe there was an opportunity that I missed, but that would have been like best case. So we traded Electrocute there, but he actually like hard won that trade. Maybe because of the Dark Seal, because he has extra health. Okay, but the wave pushes into me, so I'm able to grab this. We pop a refill. We don't know where Ekko is. Echoes like to throw out the stun out of vision, so be careful. If you try to push here, there's a good chance. But also, if Ivern's up there, I'm like, maybe Ekko's over there. We actually see no sign of Ekko here, which is weird. I'm guessing he might have backed. So if they back, keeping the wave even's fine, because they actually lose EXP, lose minions just off the waves being even. Go for Electrocute, jump out. Didn't look like he backed though. He didn't buy anything. They were 6. Fighting Ekko at 6 is kind of hard. He has like a second life essentially, so you have to play around that. You don't want to take too much damage. He has like 2 health bars. So if he has 2 health bars, then you have to make sure you don't lose too much health in trades, or else he just has the upper hand. And you're going to see that later on in the lane. Ekko moved out of the lane here. Again, I'm being cautious of Ekko like Wing out of range. So yeah, so he does that a lot. He loves to do that. No Electrocute there. I proc my Electrocute, and we win the trade there. Again, just trying to make sure we go for safe trades. And make sure that he doesn't proc his Electrocute. He hits the stun there, which kind of sucks. So now, like, we're in a pretty bad spot. So him with ult, like, he can easily just, like, try to go for a dive or just play, like, super aggro. I really don't have any agency right now. I need to, like, look for a back and, like, heal up. We can still try to go for safe trades though. If we still come out with like a really safe trade, we can be in a better spot here. But I think the game plan here is to just look for a back and just try to farm. I don't think I look for the back here. Ekko kind of just can do whatever he wants. So I need to like be careful. He's gonna perma shove, so I don't really need to like stay up in the lane. But I also have to look at other lanes here and see if it's gankable for him. So if like there's nothing happening bot lane, or if there's a fight happening bot lane, then I have to like play accordingly, right? So right now, if bot lane's fighting, then I gotta tell them to like back off. Because Ekko could be roaming down right now. Now we're gonna go into the blasting wand. If Ekko's roaming, that's fine. As long as my bot lane doesn't die. Because that means that I have time to just like go back by items, and he spends a little bit of time like going down, but ends up coming back into lane. So I'm actually going to be able to grab the majority of this wave. So we didn't really lose anything here. Now it goes Mia. I'm just going to hard shove this in because there's a good chance he's just backing here. We see Kayn bottom. So we're keeping that in mind. And we're going to go straight down. So because we saw Kayn bottom, there's a good chance he might get aggressive. Actually just dies to the Thresh. I'm seeing if we could do something here. We're going to plant over, take the lantern, and then flash. Kill the Xerath. Save my ult for Jhin because he's full health. Then he flashes. I don't really do too much anyway. I really don't think he needed to flash. But he did get scared. And that was a good gank. So we pre-planned that gank prior because we can kind of tell like what's going to happen, right? If Kayn is going to be bottom, then there's a good chance that he might get aggressive. So you kind of have to see these things prior. Electrocute. He procs Electrocute. Had to do it just to get my EXP there. Ekko still has all the agency right now to like do whatever. I don't have my ulti here either, so I can't really fight him. We're just trying to farm right now. That's our objective. Just play the waves. Bot lane's backing as well. So not much to worry about in terms of Ekko ganks, so we can kind of play chill. Just like chill out. Okay, proc Electrocute. Don't let him proc Electrocute. Okay, he procs Electrocute, but he ults, which is kind of weird. He didn't. I don't think he needed to ult there. King gets the rift. We know he's backed, or we know he's like, you know, looking to heal up. So he actually ends up TPing here, and I try to just like shove out the wave, and I try to contest. I thought I'd be okay just like shoving and backing, but it was a mistake on my end. If I Shumpo early like that, Ekko can easily just like follow up. I had Thresh there too, and he kind of flayed him into me, which was kind of unfortunate. I think I would have been okay if he flayed him away. But we're getting close to our Nashers here. As long as we're getting close to our Nash. As you can see, it's like a pretty slow game. We're only 1-1. But games like these are going to happen, especially if you're versing a champion like Ekko who could just like perma-shove. It doesn't leave you with too many options in the lane, but you really have to make sure you're watching what Ekko's doing, so that you don't just like let him roam free, even though he pushes constantly. So even going for like trades and just calling Mia pings and making sure that you know where Ekko is very important. Zed gets the rift top. Pretty even game right now. Because I push in the wave, I'm just taking this time to like walk around. There's not really, I don't have to back for items or anything. Just taking the pressure off bot lane. I mean, Ezreal dies here, which kind of sucks. Okay, Ekko's back into lane. We have Dragon coming up as well. We're just gonna clear this. I don't want to fight this. Okay, just like make sure Thresh doesn't die there. If Ekko hard commits on the Thresh, that's when I have to like stop him, but I don't want to hard commit on the Ekko. Electrocute. Okay, now he's half health. So even though he's a perma pushing champion, if you go for smart trades like that, then you're just like sort of keeping him in place, right? It's gonna be hard for him to like roam with that kind of health. So I try to chip away at his health and make sure that he doesn't get to roam for free. And you can see when he uses Q on the wave, when he uses W, that's when you can sort of just poke at him. We want to get this drag here. I want to just like shove this wave in first to make Ekko lose it. Then we're gonna go to drag. Ekko does come back into lane though. He has his proto belt, which is kind of scary. I still need to get my Nashers here. So we're keeping that in mind. Now we're just gonna like sit in the pit, and if they try to go in and steal, that's when we're gonna try to counter engage. KATARINA is really good at that because she could like Q and just leave daggers around. Ekko tries to go in. Tries to steal. Outsmite Ivern. Kill Ekko. We kill the Kayn. Perfect. So it's really good. Honestly, really good call. And it was really hard for them to go in. They had to like overextend to try to steal it. So we're just gonna go mid, clear these minions here, and then we're gonna go back and get our Nash. And that's when we're gonna be pretty strong. Top lane is a little bit concerning, because Set is pushing into the Camille. I think Set might be hard winning this top match right now. So if we could find an angle, we can try to help, because Set seems to be overextending towards the second tower. Now we're gonna get Nash, we're gonna get Sword Shoes, and we're also going into the sweeper here. We're pretty strong now, so we can actually push Ekko out if we play it right, and we're gonna use this time to just like roam and pressure. We're gonna shove this in. We're looking at bot fight here. There's Ekko here. Rock Electrocute. Ekko gets out. Kayn's here. So we weren't able to get anything out of that. Ekko just has a lot of mobility. He has ult as well. You see the sets? Boom, jump out. Now here, this is actually kind of fucked. I didn't mean to take the Ivern Q. It just happened. So that kind of sucks. Now, I think this is a good time to tell you and show you that dying is bad. I mean, we all know that, but like, let's look at what happens when you die, right? So Camille goes in, dies, which sucks as well, and now they get to take the mid tower, which sucks for us because if we were here, we'd be able to defend this no problem. Then we lose control in the mid lane and lose vision just off of this tower alone. And it potentially led to Camille dying as well. So honestly, it's an unlucky mistake, but we lost objectives off of it, so you have to keep that in mind, that when you go in and make a play, that you're risking objectives. And you don't want to lose objectives, you know? Dragon, Baron, towers, they all add up to a potential loss. Now I'm just gonna push in this mid wave. See Xerath here. Xerath actually does so much damage. I didn't realize how strong he was. I think he might have his Ludens here. Okay, so now at this point of the game, we're just looking to push and look for plays. Look for whatever we can. And if Thresh is gonna roam, you know, I'm down to roam with him just to be, like, just because he's, like, good setup, right? Xerath hits me here. Dude, that does so much. His bot lane got pretty fed out of lane. Now we're watching intently on what's happening on the map. Me taking 2 Qs from Xerath is actually really bad, though. I almost have to reset or look for some gummies. But we see 3 mid, and there's a fight top lane. Kayn kills the Camille. And honestly, there's not much to do here besides just catch the waves and just wait for objectives. We're gonna go back, get the blasting wand, and we're gonna go catch the mid wave again. So it's gonna be a lot of farming. If there's nothing happening or nowhere for you to be, you're gonna be mainly farming waves, and this is where you're gonna get a lot of your EXP. So we see Ekko and Xerath bottom lane. And so with 2 down there, I'm down to go try to see if we can do anything at Rift. Now we see Kayn here, and I'm coming up. Boom. It's 3v2 now. 4v2. Free fight. So just them splitting up, we were able to take advantage of that. So that was really good. And now we have Dragon coming up, so we can try to set up for that here. Again, don't want to be taking these Xerath Qs. They actually hurt a lot. Dragon's coming up in 15. Xerath maybe out of position. If we can make a pick on the Xerath, it'd be really good. It would make it a lot easier for us to get the drag. But we're just going to get the drag here. And they actually come in. And so we were a little late on the drag, sadly. Just because we weren't late per se, but we didn't have enough time. Ezreal goes in and dies, which sucks. Now it's really hard for us to get drag. I would say, like, we just stall them here for Camille while Camille takes top tower. And then we just try to look for a steal, if anything. But it would be nice to have some vision here. The dragon is actually not super low yet. So maybe? Just trying to bait something to see if they would like go in. But nothing to be had here. So we're just gonna push out bot. They're gonna stop the Camille. I'm like, I want this tower. I don't think Jhin knows that I'm here. So maybe I can try to go for something if he does walk up. I don't think Jhin walks up here. Because this is actually warded. So we see 2 mid. 2 mid, they drop the rift. We see Kayn like potentially coming bot, so I'm just gonna back here. Thing is, I think the tower is gone anyway. Through the minions, so we're good. We should be able to take that tower. So next we're gonna go into the Proto Belt. And we're just gonna go into straight damage. And the Proto Belt is actually gonna help us with the mobility as well, because it's just a good utility to have. We're gonna yoink that red buff too. Camille's gonna be coming up. She's gonna go bot side, I'm gonna go top side. She's gonna match the set. I'm gonna go top and try to hover around the Baron, because I don't have TP. So here, just hovering around mid to see if we can catch anyone farming. Don't think it was smart going for that. It's like, maybe could have worked, but it could have been risky at the same time. So I didn't go for it. Going for these plays before Baron is risky because they can just get Baron off of it, right? So we got to be really careful in those situations. We can like potentially just, the payoff is huge, but you know, it's not always like the smart play. You see the hook? Boom. This is the play now. Now we're able to get 2 kills. Looks like Ekko and Kayn wanna come at me, so I'm baiting into the Camille, and as soon as Ekko E's in, E out. Camille with the follow-up. Kayn wants to go in. E out as soon as he pops out of the ult. That was kind of a coin flip, because it really depends on what direction Kayn was going. Now here, I kind of messed up here. So this should have been free. I Q, saved my E, and I was going to jump over the W, but I got old grandpa hands, so it is what it is. We killed the set anyway, though, so that's fine. But set actually shut me down, which sucks. And then Ekko kills the Camille. So this game is really even. So what do you do in this position as Katarina, right? Well, we still got to play the objective game. We still got to see if we can make picks and see what we can do with our lead, because right now we're 2 items in and we still have a pretty good amount of damage. Like, we could probably kill the Jhin at this point. We can probably kill Xerath. We can probably kill Kayn. So we're going to try to see what we can do, but at the same time, our best bet is to like let our engages engage and try to follow up. So Camille, Thresh, Ivern are all good engages. Like, I shouldn't be the one engaging, right? Unless we find a pick, and it's got to be a safe pick in like a low risk pick, because Baron's up. We do not want to be dying around Baron. We want the fights to go as best as possible, and we would want like a potential 5v5 if anything. So we're gonna go top here. We're gonna farm it and hope that nothing happens. As long as I'm hovering around the Baron side, we're good. We're just gonna let that push in, and then we're gonna go back mid and regroup. Set kills the Camille, which sucks. This does suck, because this might have to split us up. If Set continues to push, we might get split up here. But maybe we can find a pick here. Ooh, I actually remember what happened here. So you're gonna see the detriment here, watch. I got rooted for fucking days. And now that I went in and died and got rooted for 10 seconds, they're gonna probably be able to take Baron here. With Camille and me dead, that's like free objectives. So we gotta be careful here. Would have rather went for the 5v5. But that was pretty unfortunate, actually. People just like throw the stuns on the daggers. And it seems like such a noob thing to do, so sometimes I just test it, but yeah, he got me that time. So here, enemy team gets Baron. We're gonna trade the dragon here, because it's pretty risky. It'd be, again, high risk, high reward play if we go and try to steal the Baron, but might as well just get the dragon to trade instead. It's a lot safer, and we get the dragon off of it. So now we just kind of wait for their Baron push here. Ekko goes in and ints. Super good. I don't know what he was looking for, actually. But that's going to be able to stall the Baron. So them just having 4 people on the map instead of 5 will make their push a lot easier to deal with. They might not even end up pushing, right? So obviously it's kind of annoying fighting off the Baron minions. We don't want to get hit by the Xerath Qs. Top lane's like semi pushing in, or it's pushing into us now, but it's still pretty far from our tower, and Camille is pushing bot. So we're just putting the pressure mid and we're putting the pressure bot. They can clear pretty easy. Kayn is going down to bot lane and we can't continue. It's like hard to pressure here. As soon as they all go for the Camille, I think now we can actually push in. So we saw Jhin going down, we saw Kayn going down, but they still have Xerath here. Xerath can clear from a pretty safe distance. I would love to like try to go on the Xerath there though, but it's still pretty risky. So now we're looking for the pick. Nice. So Kayn went down, Camille got the tower, and what we're doing is we try to catch him rotating back mid. Or anybody rotating back mid. Ekko goes in. Ekko has been pretty unlucky with these plays, I gotta say. So we're able to like fend off the Baron completely actually, just by playing it well. Good map movement. They're not like, they're kind of playing really sloppy with the Baron. They should be like, try to coordinate together to try to go for the push. So we're gonna go into Zhonya's here. I think we're more so trying to make sure that we get the engage in and try to get as much damage as possible, because we're not like super strong right now. And they have Kayn, they have Set, they have Jhin, and so armor is good here. So putting that all together, I think this the Zhonya's is a pretty good buy. There's no way I'm just gonna be like able to completely clean up a fight. Not against their team. It's like pretty hard to do it. So we need some kind of defensive or stasis to like help us team fight better. Or else we might just get straight up one shot with no counterplay. We're gonna split bot here and just like push out the wave. We're gonna go back and we're gonna look to regroup. We're gonna see what the enemy's doing here. But we can also try to make a pick with the Thresh, with the Ivern, with the Camille. And we're just trying to play the fights the best we can. So right now, top lane is somewhat pushed, bot lane is pushing. Camille's gonna go bottom. There's no objectives coming up right now. So now we just let our engages engage and see if we can follow up. I would say there's a bit of ARAM going on. Camille wants to find an engage. Again, just working off the engages here. Thresh misses the hook, sadly. Set is bottom. This might be a potential force here. Try to like make a play. That was pretty unfortunate. We could have potentially gotten the Thresh hook there, but you know, it happens. Like with the timing of the Daisy knockup. So remember that I still do have Zhonya's. We see Set coming in. Camille is actually split from the fight. So we're trying to play a little safe here. Zhonya's a Kayn ult, and then just jump out. So already the Zhonya's kind of paying off. Make sure that we don't die. Now the game's looking kind of grim. Xerath is pushing in. I'm gonna back up here, get some health, and come back and fight. Camille's looking to just like pressure them off. Have both my sums. We get rid of the Xerath, that's good. They want to keep going, I'm like super down. Okay, dodge the Seti. Set kind of hurts, so I have to flash there. Here I died, which kind of sucks. But overall, the important part is we won the fight. And now we can get the dragon off this. We can set up the waves. We can make sure all of them pushes in. We can kind of do whatever we want. We can take the mid tower. Dragon should be free. There's also a top wave there. So overall good. Now at this point, Jhin is like super duper scary. Super strong. He's going into MR as well. Ezreal dying here is pretty bad. because the death timers now are pretty long. Jhin has a Hex Drinker, so we're gonna need to invest into Void. The thing is, with the build we have now, we can't actually just one-shot the Jhin. If I went something like Shadow Flame, then maybe there's a good chance if he builds Hex Drinker or Maw. But with Zhonya's, our damage is a lot lower. Especially if they build MR. So we have to play around that. We can't just look to one-shot the Jhin. We have to... We were playing to like maybe chunk him, if anything, in the fight. And let like Camille and Ezreal kind of do their thing, right? So we're kind of dancing around Baron. I think they do just get it though. It's really hard for us to go in. I think they're just going to disengage here. So now we really can't like assassinate people, right? It's like hard to assassinate anyone. Maybe he's a Xerath, but Xerath plays from a pretty far distance, so we're just looking to team fight here. That's our only option. Ezreal dying there got them the Baron too, so just know that every death is detrimental. When you go for a play, when you go for something and you risk yourself dying, you're risking objectives at the same time. So you should look at your objectives, look at if Baron or Dragon is up, and see if it's worth dying here, potentially, even if it's like a 10% chance. See if it's worth it to actually go for a play where there is some risk to it. So right now it's a pretty long game, 30 minutes. I think I'm gonna yoink the red here. I think it's best on me here, more than Ez for sure. I mean, Ez already has Serylda's, so he doesn't need to slow. I believe I go into Void here, just to combat the Maw, because we need Jhin dead for sure. Now, they might be looking for a push, so right now we're just like, just holding the line here while Camille pushes bot. I believe Camille has TP here. Set might go back here. There might just be a potential fight. So with bot pushing and top not really at our tower, we're like kind of safe to just like stall here. They have to like force it in. Camille is looking to rotate here. We're just setting up daggers. As Camille closes in, we fight together. Thresh gets the hook, we kill the Xerath. Camille gets the Jhin, super good. And we're able to hold off the Baron here. So it's important to fight together, especially when you see the angle. We wanted to time our fight with Camille and make sure that we go in as Camille's flanking. Makes it a lot harder for them to deal with. Now here, they're chasing the Kayn. I just want to hold down mid lane just to make sure that he doesn't push in. So we successfully stalled their Baron. This is super good. Now here, Set's here. So here I throw the Q. Just trying to play around Set W essentially. And then we see the Kayn here overextend as well. Super good. We were able to get 2 picks. Just off of Set making a mistake and Kayn trying to save his ass. So we're in a pretty good spot. Now Dragon's coming up as well. We have 4 people and they're 2 dead. We can try to look for something here. With Kayn and Set down, and me being strong with Flash, I'm like looking to make a play. But we gotta be careful for Xerath. So we are just looking to push. We have 30 seconds to push this right now. We also have Dragon up too, so we're just looking for the Dragon play. Flash, Q, ult, boom, kill the Xerath. We kill the Ekko here too. Perfect, super good. With Set and Kayn coming up though, I don't think we should continue to like hard focus this tower. Do we? Oh, I know we do. Okay, I was wrong. I think here, more so fighting this is a little bit like risky, right? But here, Set uses everything, so I'm just gonna go in and ult. Kill him. Back up. And Jin is pretty scary. He's super scary. And now here, we're just going to back for drag. We actually have so much gold. I think we actually go into the Shadow Flame here. Maybe Shadow Flame? Yeah. Or Void? No, we go into Shadow Flame. I think here I didn't realize Jin had Maw. I think that's what it was. And so you're going to see it in this next fight. Is it in this next fight? I think it's going to be in a later fight. But still, we have enough damage to kill the Jin. We saw Jin around. Boom. You see how little damage he takes from me? Just because he has Hex Drinker? Super annoying. But we were able to get the Jin, and we got the drag here. Oh, they got the drag. That sucks. It would have been Soul. Well, this next dragon fight is going to be super important then, at this point. But with mid and nib down, we can use this pressure to try to make an extra pick, or we can use this as a way for us to create opportunities. Right now, I see a big wave top. I'm going to go grab it real quick. It's probably going to be 2 waves here, because there's nothing happening on the map. So there's going to be 2 free waves for me. Ezreal is bottom, so we can't we gotta be careful here. Because Camille's dead as well. The thing is, they won't do, I don't think they would do Baron here if Jin is dead. Yeah, and Ezreal ults for some reason. We had vision of Baron. That was kind of weird. So we just clear around, and we just look for this next fight. But we're gonna try to use this in being down. Jin's trying to make a pick on me. Just back up. We have a lot of gold here. Definitely looking to get the Void Staff. We're just going to keep this lane pushed in. Ouch, it hurts. Now we see the fight on the right side. So maybe this is something. We got to enter a little bit patient. Kane jumps in. I get the redemption heal. And then here, I'm just letting the fight come to me, and then I set up the W. And then as soon as they walk in, I go in an ult, but I should have Zonya's here. I thought I would one-shot the Jin, but he has Maw. So that was kind of an int from me. Now they could probably get Baron off this, which is super bad. It was a high-risk play, but I felt like the angle was there. I just didn't play it right. I just needed to Zonya's there. So now this is looking pretty scary, because they can just Baron off this. But now we're just looking to just hold them off again, you know? So they're going to get the Baron, and we're going to see what they're going to do in order for them to, you know, try to push in. Now, with Kayn, especially Kayn, Kayn's probably trying to look for picks, so is Ekko. So, ideally, we just want to stay together to make it harder for them to, try to initiate that plan. They can try to siege, too, with Xerath, but I don't think their siege is that good. They can try to make picks with, if they siege into our tower, they can maybe try to do, Xerath and Jin and try to, set a poke that way, but even then, we could, hard engage with, Thresh Hook, so it's pretty risky on them to do that. So right now, we're just, pushing out the sides to make sure that we stall a little bit of time. Push out the wave so that they can't, come into our tower, right? Jin's pushing bottom. So I'm going to go bottom here. Camille's going to continue to push top. She has TP. There's a big wave bottom here, so I want to grab it. Not going through the jungle because it's kind of dangerous, yep. And then team gets jumped on, Camille TPs. And now I'm pretty patient here. Get the Ekko ult. And now look for another time here. Set Ws, I'm like, okay, he's dead. Zanya's here. Kill the Kayn. And now Jhin actually stays up here and tries to kill the Ivern. And he kind of threw that, honestly. He had to like kite back, in my opinion, and fight with his team. If he played like front to back instead of trying to assassinate the backline, I think it would have been a lot harder to actually play this game out. And now we just push him for the end. So this game was pretty interesting. It was pretty even, and when you don't have like all the power to like actually carry the game on your own, you have to use your team to try to like make plays and make picks, and you gotta fall under like the comp that you have, right? Thresh, Camille, Ivern, all really good engages. So yeah, just remember that. Play around your comp if you're not like super ahead. In this game, we are in Emerald 3 MMR. We went 11 and 7. We went Conqueror, and we also went the Divine build here. Now, if you look at their team, they have Fiddle, they have Aurelion Sol, and I feel like with Conqueror, you can run down Aurelion Sol, but at the same time, this build has Wit's End. So then with Wit's End, you can actually tank the Fiddle damage and the Aurelion Sol damage and the Seraphine damage, and so with all that considered, I went to Divine build just to be tanky, and I also went a little bit extra tankiness with the Fawn, which kind of worked out, but didn't. General Conquer page here, I went Conquer with Triumph, Tenacity. I went Last Stand because I'm going Divine, and I also have Sudden Impact and Ingenious Hunter for more Divine procs. I would say Relentless is pretty good here too, but I really think that Ingenious Hunter is fun. I just think it's a lot of fun, so Ingenious Hunter is pretty good here as well. Alright, so here we have a game with Aurelion Sol, and we're actually going to go into the Conquer build. Now, this game is a loss, and I didn't particularly play well, but there are certain things that I do when I'm behind, or that you're kind of forced to do, right? There is a certain mentality that you have to approach the game when you're behind, and I think it's good learning points. So yeah, we're going to go over this game. I'll tell you right now, I didn't really play that well. So expect some inting, expect some feeding, but that's the point, right? It's about reflecting on your mistakes, or like just looking back at what you did wrong, and sort of noticing it, so that next time when you play, you kind of fix it, right? Or you just like maybe play it a little bit better next time if a similar situation comes up. So it's all gonna be important. Now, we're up against Aurelion Sol, which is a pretty easy lane, because it's hard for Aurelion Sol to actually fight back with us. He doesn't have enough damage to do it, where if we have Conquer Longsword, we actually have so much damage. So we could just like stick on him and just try to kill him if we ever find an opening. He doesn't have a lot of mobility either, and his objective early game is to just farm. So he needs to scale in order for him to be strong, and we're going to try to fight him as he's trying to, you know, farm the wave. Level 1, there's not much we could do. There's very little we could do. So Aurelion Sol likes to go W, yep, and just like push. And so we're just going to try to farm here. We're just going to wait for level 2, level 3 spikes. Try to do something there. We're also going to go the Divine build this game, because they have Aurelion Sol and they have Fiddle. And Wit's End, Merc Treads are both going to be really good here. So when you go in the AD build, you're allowed to go Mercs, and you obviously go Wit's End as well. So if that's the case, then if Wit's End or just building MR is really good against their team, especially if mid jungle are both AP damage, then I'm looking to go into this build. Now, Aurelion Sol stays up a little too far here. He can't fight me 1v1, not even with Q. So we're just going to run him down here. So that's what I'm saying about Conquer, right? Fiddle comes out, flashes, I just walk away. So no flash on Fiddle. So already the game's looking pretty good. Wasn't too worried about early Fiddle ganks. Early Fiddle ganks aren't really that scary. The good thing though is that Fiddle, when he W'd the wave, it actually like kept it even. So our wave's also in a good spot as well. Now we're gonna start building into Divine here. We have double longsword and we have boots. Aurelion Sol is gonna TP, I believe. And now we're gonna go back into lane. So now we have a pretty good lead. Now we're looking to just like hard bully this Aurelion Sol, if he lets us, that is. We know Fiddle doesn't have flash either, so we don't have to worry too much about ganks. So the wave is pushing into us right now. This may give us an opening to actually fight him, but he is level 3 right now. We want to hit our level 3 first before we actually go in for trades. Boom. One trade. Boom. I'm just going to auto him down because I have Conquer and Longsword. Even though I'm tanking a giant wave, it's fine. What's important is that we get him low. Now, this play was kind of... It's like good and bad, right? Because we got him low, but at the same time we pushed in the tower, or we pushed in the wave. So this kind of leaves us in a position where we can't really kill the Sol. So maybe we could have like waited for a better opportunity, maybe not go for such a big trade into the wave. So now we're just going to push this out. We're just going to look for the wave to bounce back into us. But the good thing about this position right now is that we can maybe dive him and make him lose a wave. Boom, we go in. Fiddle's here. But I'm like, okay. I think I can still kill him. Boom. We made him lose the wave. Fiddle gets the kill. And we get the kill on Aurelion Sol. So we're actually pretty big. And the wave's going to bounce back into us, so the position is good. But Fiddle gets a kill, which kind of sucks. Overall, 1 for 1 in that position, not bad. Our team is winning overall as well, so that's pretty good. Fiddle goes in, ganks bots. He's getting a lot of kills here, which is like pretty scary. Do we get the kill here on Fiddle with Kha'Zix? I don't think so. But yeah, we have our Sheen now, which is super good. Katarina is really good at proccing Sheen. So this is a super big win for us. We're just gonna farm this wave. We know Aurelion Sol's Mia, so we gotta be conscious of this. I don't think I farmed this well. Oh my god, disgusting. Alright, well now we leave the wave here. And we want Aurelion Sol to walk up. Because we know we could bully him. We can just go for like small Sheen trades. It's completely fine. But we're going to try to deny him here. So watch the minions that get low on your end. And then try to see if you can punish him walking up for it. But right now, it looks like the wave's going to push into him, so I'm going to look to crash it eventually. Really, so he's this W. He gets scared when I set up a dagger. So we see Fiddle top here as well. So I go up here. And Aatrox is fighting them off pretty well. So here, I walk up, I see the Riven. I go for EWQ. And I fucking Q'd a minion. But at the same time, I should have ignited there. So here, I'm just here, salty, trying to salvage the situation. But nothing. Maybe if I fake it and go back, ult, see if she's recalling there. She's not. So, kind of sad. I lost the wave for that. So I shouldn't have greeted with the ignite. I didn't think I needed it, to be honest. But just to guarantee the kill, I probably should have done it. Now Asol gets to shove in the wave and back. I think he backs here. I don't think he roams here. I don't think he's strong enough to do it at the moment. And so, with Asol back, I might have to back here soon too. Because Asol's coming back with some items. Thing is, now is not the time to back because I don't really have a big timer. I might lose a wave if I back right now. So I need to find a better timer to do it. So here, again, I'm just going to try to like pressure the Asol as he's trying to farm. WQ. Boom. Good trade, right? It's just based off the Sheen, right? And like 3 points into Q actually does a pretty good amount of damage as well. I should be careful for Fiddle here. Fiddle is level 5. We have no wards on the sides. That's the problem. So, Fiddle, we have speculation that Fiddle might be bottom side. And if you see the way Asol is playing, he just walks up, queues the minions. He's trying to bait something. So, I'm hugging the top side. Asol's playing very confident in this like last like 30 seconds. So, I can assume Fiddle's around. But now we have the wave frozen here, which is pretty good for us. The thing is, I'm still scared of Fiddle. I think the way Asol's playing and walking up right now is making it so that Fiddle is probably there. So, I'm not interacting. If anything, I waste Fiddle's time, right? Now the wave's gonna push into Asol. If there's speculation that Fiddle's here, I'm not trying to like hard shove this. I'm trying to make sure the wave meets closer to my tower. So I want to like slow push that. And then now I shove it in. At this point, it's hard to kill Asol. I just want to like have the wave bounce back. So now we can start going into our divine stuff. But here, I'm like, there's a big wave under Riven's tower. I'm like down to dive. Now here, definitely another mistake. So here, you'll see. Aatrox tanks. And then he couldn't like follow up. And I end up dying. I thought the dive would go better. See, I wanted something like that, you know? Just to happen sooner, but we had to like both commit and then maybe have like... Maybe I should have tanked tower. Maybe I should have like used my mobility to try to like jump away. But I just ended up feeding Riven a kill, which sucks. I couldn't just like kill Riven on my own, so I needed Aatrox to commit with me. Thing is, Aatrox tanked it first, so I kind of had to play it out that way. Now we have Divine. Or we're getting very close to Divine. We have the Kindle Gem, we have the Caulfield, and we also got a No Magic. And this No Magic's gonna be just there just for the extra MR, because we know we're gonna have positions where we're gonna be fighting the Fiddle and the Asol. So having a little extra MR when you have the gold for it and not enough gold for Divine, pretty good, honestly. So this is gonna allow us to play a little bit more aggressive, because we know we have a bit of resistances against them too. So we push it in. We know Asol's backed, so he's gonna come back into lane. Kha'Zix is looking to invade here, and I'm like, okay. He flashes. This should have been a kill, but Fiddle had fucking Zhonya's, which I did not expect, and I ended up dying there, which kind of sucks. Kha'Zix dies here too. So that stopwatch actually kind of fucked us, and I didn't have my ulti at the time. Kha'Zix thought we had ult, but I did not have ulti at the time. I have chat off too. I make sure chat's off because shit like this, like people are gonna just flame. It's so unnecessary just to hear the flame. Even if like the flame isn't directed towards me, if it's like directed towards from like my top laner to my jungler or something, it's still like so unnecessary. But anyway, this sucks. I really want my Divine right now. I really do want my Divine. And we couldn't get it. If we went for that play and it actually worked out, then Divine would have been like super good for this dragon fight. But we pretty much have it at this point. We're just gonna farm one more wave. It's 700 gold, so 150 off this. I see a fight potentially bottom. You see the Fiddle. I'm just gonna shove in this wave first, and I'm gonna run straight down. Fiddle ults, that's pretty good. Down a collapse here, 3v3. I want to kill the Fiddle here. It's gonna ult. He fears. We're just gonna auto him down. This is the beauty. This is the beauty right here of Conquer. Conquer, Sheen, AD just allows us to stick on fights. We have the magic resist, so we're able to just sit there and just start autoing. Now this is pretty dangerous since Asol's around, so we just back up here. Kha'Zix is really low. And now I just want to farm this Divine. We're gonna have a dragon fight coming up again, and so what I want to do is shove this wave, leave lane, back, get my Divine, and that's it. That's all I want. Asol kind of shoves pretty hard though. We're just trying to get this wave crashed. At least just get it out. Aatrox doing pretty well against the Riven though. When now, I can't like really back here. Asol goes in. Luckily I had the wave on me. Perfect. Being able to live here is super good because Asol uses ult to commit to me and I didn't die. Which means that if there was a dragon fight, he's not going to have ulti, so really good for us. And also no magic coming in hot, right? So we know Fiddle's pretty strong right now, and Asol is the one we're laning against, so we're going to get double MR, we're going to get the no magic, we're going to get the Merc Treads, and we're going to finish our Divine. So this is actually going to make us super annoying to deal with. Just with those extra resistances. But through the roams that I went for, Asol actually got a lot of gold just based off the plating, so those plays needed to work. EWQ. Sadly don't get the Q off. The insta flashes. We see Fiddle bottom again. So Fiddle is like running, wreaking havoc right now. Especially on our bot lane. Our bot lane is probably really behind. Aatrox though is doing well against Riven, so we could try to work around that if anything. At this point we can't even get the dragon. They're gonna get the dragon here, so we're just gonna like focus on the farm. Asol's back in lane. Now I think Fiddle's like 4-1. Super scary. We gotta just play around him now. We're gonna also have to play around the Aatrox pressure here. If Aatrox drags more than one person over, then we can try to get aggressive onto the sides of the map. Now I'm down to like actually fight the Soul. Now we see Aatrox here. Q. E. Let's get Divine procs. I don't think we can get anything there. Asol kind of hit a point where he could just like clear waves, and he's tanky enough for me not to be able to just kill him. So he kind of made it. And it was because early game I didn't get a lot of like my ganks off successfully, or my plays didn't go well. So it kind of sucks. Now here I get aggressive, and Fiddle just comes out of nowhere, and I actually end up dying for this. So I try to like live with Divine. Ended up not working out. Fiddle just kind of came out of nowhere. So he's just wreaking havoc everywhere. Wreaking havoc bot lane, wreaking havoc mid lane. Pretty unfortunate. I was able to live for quite some time though with the MR that I have. Now, do we get the Aatrox or do we get the Asol here? That's fine. So honestly, not too bad, but we're not really that strong at the moment. We really need our on-it item eventually. Oh, they also have Seraphine too. So if they have Seraphine, then the extra MR is actually going to help a lot. So again, right now our win con is kind of this Aatrox. He's 5-0. He's really strong. Our bot lane's not doing too hot. They're 1-4, 1-4 Kaisa. Bot lane dying again because of Fiddle. Again, Fiddle is just wreaking havoc. I think he actually starts carrying the game here. Having to play around Fiddle is like super hard because it doesn't allow us to overextend when we have no vision. Because if we overextend without vision, then there's a good chance Fiddle just kills us all. So we know Fiddle's around bot side here, so we gotta be careful. Can't kill the Asol. Kha'Zix has to flash here. So now that bot lane got their tower taken, we're gonna move bot lane and just farm there. Our objective right now is to get this Wits. We do somewhat want to stay grouped as well because, again, Fiddle can do stuff like this. Now, Fiddle ults the Kha'Zix while we're all around. This is actually a big mistake on his part. Wasn't really worth it on his end. They try to kill me here, but Merc Treads and all that good stuff, tanky stats means that I get to live. So honestly, good trade overall. We killed the Fiddle, we get the shutdown, which will bring us closer to the Wits. And then We're also able to bait the Asol ult and stuff like that. Here, Asol comes down. I don't think I can actually fight him. So I just want to like farm this wave here. Now we see a fight happening mid. I'm like pretty curious on how that's going. I think we're winning it though. Because Aatrox is there. Our bot lane is really weak though. I think Aatrox ends up getting a kill, yeah. Kai'Sa does die though. They have to be careful for Fiddlesticks here. So I'm gonna run mid. Asol's still bottom. So if Fiddle tries to go for something here, yep, there's Fiddle. And we're gonna try to jump in on him here. We use the plant to jump in. He flashes. We're just gonna follow after him. And we get the kill again. So we kind of like, we're in a pretty good spot right now. Fiddle was the strong one, and we're able to just like kill him twice, which makes it so that his lead is like kind of gone at this point. But he's still really strong. He still has the items, so one Fiddle ult can still like fuck us up, right? So we still got to be careful. Now with Kai'Sa bottom, she's gonna farm bottom. I'm gonna farm mid, and I'm just trying to get this Wits. And I would love to get this Wits before the dragon fight here. Asol TPs, I believe. Oh, that's... Was that Riven? Riven TP? Oh, Seraphine TP. Sadly, I can't get the Wits here before this dragon fight. I would love to, but I think I have to stick around here. I can't afford to like back. So I stick around. Down a Wits, which kind of sucks. Because my damage is going to get a lot... My damage is a lot weaker without an on-it item. Aatrox is continuing to push top though. Kha'Zix jumps in, kind of crazy. I have to follow. See, even if I jumped in and ulted the Fiddle, I don't want to because I did not have the damage for it. Just because I don't have the Wits. Kha'Zix kind of jumped in and tried to one-shot the Fiddle, but he actually got fucked doing it, so what can I do, right? So we're just going to back off that. We got our Wits. Now we're pretty strong. Now we can look to try to make more aggressive plays. So I'm going to go bot here. Just grab the big wave that's coming in. We kind of let Aatrox just do his thing here. We kind of just use his pressure to try to relieve pressures on other sides of the map. So if he's like... We kind of just have to trust him to do his own thing. While we try to get advantages, because we're not really super strong right now, but this will allow us to just free farm right now. So it'll be nice to get this tower, honestly. We saw Fiddle top, Riven's top right now. We saw, I think it was Asol mid. So we can try to just go for this tower. Get our Divine procs. I didn't think I'd be able to get it in time. I think that's Asol as well. Yeah, Asol TP's bot. That's fine. We're just going to push this out. Can't commit to the tower. I'm also pretty scared of like anyone coming right now because they're off the map. So we're just going to back up here, play it safe. Now, I have other plans because if they see me leave, then maybe they don't see me sneak into the bush. Now, once I see no one's here, Seraphine's mid. I think Riven was top. Oh, Asol. Here, it's still a little risky, like going for it. There's just no vision of anyone else besides the Seraphine and the Riven. So, potentially their bot lane could be here or their Fiddle could be here, so I didn't go for it. Again, risk reward. I didn't really have the damage to like one-shot the guy anyway. He could just like jump away and use Rallies. Now we see the fight happening topside. Aatrox ends up dying, which is really bad for us. I'm just going to continue to push bot and just pray my team does good there. Now, I don't really know what happened there, but that's Baron. It would have been nice to not have a fight happen while I was bottom, though. But I guess they could force. Maybe I stayed on the sides too long. But I think I wanted to get the tower out of it. Thing is, it would have taken a long time for me to regroup too, so I decided to just stay bottom and just get the guaranteed EXP. Now here they get the Baron. Now it's going to be pretty hard. I go into Force of Nature because Fiddle is the main problem. So I think going into more MR could be good, but again, I'm going to be lacking damage. So I'm essentially just trusting my Wits to do damage. And Wits is... it's strong, but it's not like super strong on its own. But yeah, you'll see how it goes. Just double MR items, not the worst. But you can see here that it didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to. Now we're just kind of hovering around. We're still going to try to farm bot waves, but if we can find something, I want to be around for it. Like even there, maybe Kha'Zix should have gone in there and tried to like one-shot, because we're in a pretty tough spot with Baron. Like going for a risky play like that, honestly, sounds pretty good. Like just jumping in, trying to kill the Seraphine. But I got a farm bot here. It's a big wave, so I got to tell my team to back here and let them know that I'm going. We also have Dragon coming up, so I'd rather just play for that. Honestly, going for the team fights here might not have been the best idea though, because they have such good team fight with Fiddle that I think we'd rather probably look for picks and try to like not go for the 5v5. Could have been one of the mistakes that I've made in this game, trying to go for the 5v5s more so and just bank on the fact that like Fiddle doesn't kill everyone, right? They catch the Fiddle here, or maybe Fiddle flashes out. Damn, that could have been super good if he died there. Now I'm like, can I maybe see the Fiddle here? Couldn't though. But we stalled him long enough to where maybe we could just get the drag. He's gonna be like maybe like 70% health. I know Senna and Seraphine are probably gonna heal him. He ultis here. He gets the drag, and honestly, this fight's just fucked. He's way too strong. I probably should have just backed up there. I didn't notice how low my team got from that Fiddle ult. As you can see, Fawn provided no value there, or just like going into the extra MR. So double tank item, you have to be pretty smart with it. I would say here, I think I was lacking damage, and maybe going into like Titanic or something would have been better. Even then, I don't know if it would have mattered. Fawn actually has, or just going the Fawn here actually has some good value to it, and you will see it later. So here they push in, and we're just trying to wait to spawn and make sure that they don't get too much out of this. They're looking to get bot here. We're all refreshed. We're gonna clear this. And they're gathered around bot side here. Maybe? I get hit. And then Aatrox looks for engage. I'm like kind of down. Fiddle ults. Jump away. And then here, honestly, Fiddle's free kill. I think fight's won after this. I go in. And we actually won that fight, which is huge. When Fiddle doesn't get a good ulti, we can actually win the fight. Well, if he gets a big ulti, like, dude, we just get fucked. So we need to not put ourselves in a position to get ulted. But we got a bunch of kills. Now we could potentially get this spawn. And I don't remember what my last item was. I think I go into Randuin's. I'm not too sure. But while they're dead, we're just going to try to push out all the waves, farm. We have time. And we're going to go back and get our items here. Fiddle is still super scary. Shadow Flame going into the Zhonya's. Once he gets the Zhonya's, is actually going to be super annoying. So let's see. I go Fawn. Zhonya's. Okay. Now I remember. So I did want a bit of armor, but I do think that they have abilities that just like super cuck me. So I think Zhonya's was not a bad play, considering it's like both somewhat of a damage item and defensive item at the same time. So I'm like, okay. Honestly, might not be a bad choice here. Now we see top lane go for something, and that better fucking work, you know? That's not a play that is exactly a good play, but if it works out, it works out. They decide to take the risk. No one's there to help them out besides the Kazakhs. That doesn't work out, then like, what can we really do? Riven goes in and ints as well, also good for us. So it's a 4v4 now. I mean, Aatrox into top, Riven ints mid. Though we need the Aatrox more than they need the Riven. So we're just gonna go and regroup. We want to use the stopwatch before we buy the Zhonyas, just to make sure we get full value out the items. So maybe here, I mean, Asol is overextended, but he's definitely not alone. EWQ. We see Fiddle, and I jump out. We get the Fiddle ult. I'm like, okay. I can fight. I have fun. Zhonya's? Oh my god. All the items are working out so well right now, right? Just go in now. Boom. Boom. They can't kill me. I'm too tanky. Perfect fight for me. Just because I got items just for those two. Here, I definitely could have killed if I didn't get exhausted, which is kind of unfortunate. But honestly, we saw the value from the Fawn and we saw the value from the Zhonyas. So honestly, good build in that situation. And now we're probably going into Pen. Shadow Flame, Void Staff. It's going to be really good just because all of our damage is essentially AP besides the Divine. All of our abilities, Wit's End is AP. So I've noticed that I needed damage here. So I think Shadow Flame. I think I go Shadow Flame. But we get the Baron here off that, which is super good. Now, we can use this Baron to stall, but we also got to be really careful for any kind of fights that come up. Because again, Fiddle's still a thing. Still got to be careful for Fiddle. So, Dragon's coming up. We go group for Dragon, and maybe it's not the best idea to go drag when you have a fed Fiddlesticks on the enemy team, because you're gonna see. But yeah, we group for this drag fight. They're there first, so we gotta be kind of careful. Kha'Zix goes in, jumps out. Now we're just looking for a fight here. Kai'Sa insta dies, so we should just leave at this point. Honestly, this is like game losing fight. Like, we should just leave. But the thing is, we don't want to give up the soul, so we probably just look for the steal here, right? But maybe here, get the Fiddle. This is actually super huge. But then here we actually just get wrecked. If we had Kai'Sa, potentially we could have been super good. But I think we just lose here off that. So yeah, it actually wasn't Fiddle that fight. It was actually the mix of Kai'Sa and it was mostly Kai'Sa. Fiddle like threw that fight essentially. But in order for us to deny soul, maybe it was a good fight to take, but at the same time, Baron, maybe we just use Baron to push instead and just kind of try to win fights there. And it's kind of hard to say. But we ended up losing that game. We kind of did the fighting chance, but we tried our best. And yeah, win some, you lose some.